fiber friends and good people of the internet. Welcome to a Pretty Twisted Podcast, episode 2. We're going to try this again. I had so much fun doing it the first time, I thought, I'm going to do this again. So, my name is Teresa. I'm coming to you from Central Florida. This is where I live with my husband, my daughters, my 3 cats. And today is Saturday, May 8th. If all goes well, y'all will be watching this on Sunday, May 9th. So happy Mother's Day if you're a mother. And if you're not a mother, happy Mother's Day anyway, because everybody has a mother. That's a thing, right? So if you're coming back today, for seconds, thank you. Thank you so much. If you're new, welcome to my personal brand of crazy. I have been completely overwhelmed this week in the best way possible by how much love, support, and encouragement I have gotten. It has been a complete whirlwind of a week, and I have loved every single minute of it. I have dyed up more self-striping yarn this week than I ever have before. For all y'all's orders, dude, thank you. Thank you so much. Now I've dyed more yarn in the past than I did this week, but because of the process that I do for self-striping, it's one skein at a time. So I can do about 5 a day, where if you're dyeing, in a pan and not self-striping, you can do maybe 4 skeins in one pan. So, in the past I've done maybe like 20 skeins per day. I don't have a studio. I dye in my kitchen. So I don't have the capacity, I guess, to dye that much self-striping yarn in a day. But that's just the process that that it takes to make a skein of self-striping yarn. I've had some requests for filming and showing you guys my process for self-striping yarn, and I've kind of tried to do that. I've tried to film it and something kind of just always goes wrong, or I get too busy. But if that's something you guys would like to see, let me know. Leave a comment below and I will try to make that happen. So right now, my current, everything all the self-striping yarn that I dye is dyed to order. So my current turnaround time right now, I've put at 2 to 3 weeks. Now, I can probably, and I have been getting orders out faster than that, but I would rather under promise and over deliver than over promise and then not be able to fulfill. So I've been getting orders out in about 7 to 10 days. But in my Etsy shop, I have put 2 to 3 weeks just so there's no disappointment and I'm not stressing out too much about it. So all that being said, again, thank you so much. I am a total dork. And I'm a little bit dizzy and dense sometimes. I don't know. So I'm going to share with you guys a dork story, okay? So something I did dorky this week. There's actually a lot, but I had to narrow it down to one. So I'm going to share with you guys this dork story. On Saturday, I was invited to a Zoom call, which was like a Zoom party for podcasters and yarn dyers. And it was a trivia night. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I got invited to this. This is going to be so much fun. So, I mean, I set everything up and I'm sitting there trying not to like completely fangirl over these people who I've been following, who I admire. Like I said, podcasters, yarn dyers. It's trivia night, so this question went to the person before me, and then I was the person for the steal, right? So they asked the question, and I'm like, okay, Teresa, listen to the question, concentrate. So if you have to do a steal, you might have an answer. So I misheard the prompt. It was actually my question. So I'm sitting here like knitting and I'm like, okay, you know, concentrate, think of the answer. And they ask the question and it's just silent. And I'm like, okay, they don't know the answer. Think, you know, what are you going to say for the steal? And everybody's waiting. And somebody goes, whose question is it? And they're like, Teresa. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so it was actually my question. And I'm sitting there, everyone's waiting on me. I'm sitting there for the longest time, just like, knitting. And it was so awkward. And I'm like, oh my God, was it my question? Dude, I'm so sorry. Like, I just felt like the biggest dork. I might cut that whole story out because I don't know. That this whole episode might be a complete hot mess. It's okay. We'll see. Maybe I'll learn how to edit better and see what I can cut out. I don't know. So trivia night was super, super fun. I was a complete dork, as is usually the case. But that's okay. So moving right along. Why is this shadow like this? I don't know, you guys. I don't know how to do this very good. Let's just let's get into some knitting. So I like to do Halloween in May. I love to do Christmas in July, and I'm going to do Christmas in July, but I love Halloween. I'm just kind of spooky like that. I'm an October baby. My birthday is very close to Halloween, and I am a Scorpio. You're welcome. And I've just always really loved Halloween. So Halloween in May is the 6-month mark. There's 6 months until Halloween. And in true Teresa fashion, I start to prep for Christmas in July right after May 31st. I like to knit something Halloween themed in May. So I decided to cast on a colorway that I dyed that has been really, really popular. You guys have been loving this in my Etsy shop. So I decided to cast on a sock in the colorway Zombie Apocalypse. This is the first self-striping yarn that I have ever dyed that has speckles in it. So the repeat is neon, and these glow in a black light, so super fun. And it goes neon pink, and then like a gray with speckles of black, pink, orange, and yellow, and then neon orange, another speckle stripe, neon yellow, speckle stripe. So this has been really fun to knit up. I'm knitting this cuff down, which is my preferred method. And I have marked for the Afterthought heel, which is my favorite heel to do for self-striping because you can kind of make that cool little bullseye. And I'm knitting these on US 1 needles. And these are Chowgu. These are my favorite needles, hands down. They are just pointy enough, but they do not poke holes in my fingers, which is a plus. This is the Gobstopper ball. So that has been really fun for Halloween in May. Another colorway for Halloween that y'all have been loving is, hey, y'all crazy witch, I don't have one in my possession, but it is in my Etsy shop, and that is super fun. I want to dye one for myself and cast that on, but I'm kind of waiting for summer sock camp. I don't want to cast on all of the socks and then not have anything to cast on come June 1st for summer sock camp. So I might dye one, put it in my summer sock camp box, and cast that on June 1st. Yeah, I might do that. Oh, so also in May, I like to rewatch all of the scary Halloween shows. So this week I am rewatching American Horror Story, and I watch this while I'm warping up orders, when I'm rescanning orders. So for American Horror Story this week, I have watched all of Coven. I've watched all of Apocalypse, and I'm currently watching Cult. So that's really fun. And it's only the 8th, so I think I might watch all of the American Horror Story series again and then see what else I want to watch. Maybe Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or I don't know, some of my other favorite Halloween-y movies. So with Halloween in May, just like regular Halloween in October, after Halloween comes Christmas. Now I know Thanksgiving comes before Christmas, but after Halloween in May, I like to do Christmas in July, as one does. People do this. So I dyed a colorway and cast on a sock that is just, it's patriotic. It's pretty basic. It is red, white, and blue. I don't have a name for this. What should I name this, you guys? I was thinking of naming it America, but I'm not sure. Leave a comment below. What do you think I should name this colorway? It's just a red, a white, and a blue stripe. Cuff down, 64 stitches. These are Haya Sharp needles, which I like, but they do sometimes poke hole in my finger, which is not fun. Here's the Gobstopper ball. So that's fun. I need to talk to you guys really quick about my balls. I love my balls. I really love the way they look. I love winding them, but it's very time consuming. So for orders, I might have to start making hanks. And I hope that's okay. I don't think I could keep up with the amount of orders that I'm getting and hand wind Gobstopper balls. I might put it as like an option in my shop. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm very indecisive. I don't want to stop making the balls, but I also want to be able to dye all of the yarn. So I have been, I can use a niddy noddy and reskein a lot faster than I can wind a gobstopper ball. What do you guys think? I don't know. Anyways, enough about my balls. All right, so I also have worked on this week my After the Rain socks. I shared last week that I had cast on a second sock, and I think I was somewhere, I don't remember where I was, but I have gotten up to where I placed the markers for my afterthought heel. So I only have the 20 rounds to do for the leg, 10 rounds of 1x1 twisted rib for the cuff. Here's the first sock. So I might actually have a finished object next week, or when I podcast again. Hoping to do it next week. We'll see. So I have had knitter's problems this week, as one does. Oh, I wanted to also ask you guys, what's your favorite yarn base for knitting socks? Is it a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon? Is it a BFL? I think by far the most popular bases that I have are my Lush base, which is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 4-ply, which is soft and very strong. It's also a little bit of a finer fingering weight, so I feel like it gives a really good gauge and makes an excellent sock. I also like an 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. It's a little bit softer, but it's a 2-ply, and I feel like the gauge isn't as nice as the 75-25 for socks. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I've also sold a lot of my Endure base, which is an 80% superwash BFL, 20% nylon, which is still very soft, but it's a lot more rugged and durable, I think, than merino. I also really like Stellina because it makes a very fun sock. I have my Shiver base, which is a 70% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% Stellina. Shiver has a silver Stellina, and Glitz has a gold Stellina. Which is your favorite? Y'all have seemed to be liking the Shiver, which has the silver Stellina in it. Let me know your thoughts. So another whip I have is my Vertices Unite shawl. This shawl gave me some problems this week. I had some knitter's problems. This is my Vertices Unite shawl. I shared this last week. My color A is Hysteric by Primrose Yarn Co. And my color B is Reef Madness from Woolenvine. These were both limited edition collaboration that they did in 2017, so you cannot get them anymore. Sorry. So when I shared this last week, I think I was right here. So I had to rip back. I picked it up on Wednesday, and with the right side facing me, both yarns should be on the right hand side, and they weren't. So I was like, what? This doesn't make any sense. And I looked down and there was kind of a wonky spot. So I was like, how do I fix this? And it's a paid for pattern by Stephen West. I don't want to give away too much, but it's garter stitch. And I was like, I really don't want to rip this whole thing out. So I was like, okay, maybe I can pick stitches up right below that wonky spot and then knit back. So I did. I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, I remembered how to pick up stitches in garter. I picked the stitches up, I ripped back, and it fixed. I fixed it. I remembered how to fix my knitting. That's very exciting because making mistakes happens. I make a lot of mistakes. And knowing how to fix them is really exciting. So I was very pleased with that. Wow. Is that all the knitting I have? It's not very much. 3 socks and a shawl. I haven't had a ton of time to knit because I've been dyeing so much yarn, which is amazing, and I love it. Happy mail. So I bought something from an Etsy shop that I want to share with you guys because it is amazing. This is backwards. Why is this backwards? I went and checked. It's not actually backwards. Like I said, again, dork, kind of dizzy, a little dense. I think it's just backwards where I'm looking at it. Oops, sorry, glare. So this is Wicks and Sticks RI. She's based out of Rhode Island. And this is her yarn bomb in the pink grapefruit scentway. Scent? I almost said colorway. It's not a colorway. This is amazing and has kept my hands from getting chapped. My hands being in water a lot, sometimes some citric acid, heat. I try to wear gloves, and I mostly do, but sometimes I don't. This has beeswax, shea butter, coconut oil, almond oil, and essential oil. What I purchased from her was a candle. You guys, so cute. Lavender and lemon twist. And all of her names are knitting related, which is really fun. Her things are sort of geared toward yarn, knitting, crochet. I'm gonna light this because, oof, it's so good. It smells so good. Small batch soy candles. So that's what I bought from her. And she sent a little sample tin of her yarn bomb, which I wanted to get. And I was really torn between getting a yarn bomb or a candle. I do have some hand balm from Tuft Woolens. So I was like, okay, this month I'm going to get a candle. Next month I'm going to get some yarn balm. But she sent some. And it's heavenly. Pink grapefruit smells really, really good. So definitely check her out on Instagram. Check her shop out on Etsy. I'll try to put it on the screen or link it below. Again, don't know how to do a lot of this. I'm kind of learning as I go, but I will try. So you can find me on Instagram at Pretty Twisted Yarns. So my Etsy shop is also Pretty Twisted Yarns. That's where you can check out my self-striping yarn if you should choose to do so. So in episode 1, I had mentioned something tragic happened to somebody in my family, and I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. So if you're not here for that, I totally understand, but I promise it will be short, spread over maybe a couple episodes, and it does eventually lead to something that I have planned, which does include self-striping yarn and knitting and raising money for a charity. So I want to just tell you a little bit about me. This will also help us kind of get to know each other a little bit. My mom had me when she was very young. She was 16, and it was just me and my mom for many, many years. She remarried when I was 11 or 12, and she had my first sibling, my first brother, when I was 14. And I was present for his delivery. It was very cool, and I fell in love with him instantly. His name is Joe. Then 13 months later, she had my second brother, James. And again, I was there for his birth. These boys are technically my half-brothers, but it's never been like that. I've never considered them half-brothers. They are my brothers. So she left my stepdad, and so it was just me and my mom and my two brothers. And because I was 14, 15, I helped raise them. It was just me and my mom and my brothers and my grandparents. And my brothers are everything to me. They are so special. They're the first births that I ever saw, the only births I ever saw. Yeah, crazy. So I saw these beautiful human beings being born into this world, and they are very, very special to me. They both live in San Diego, California. That is where I am from and where I lived most of my life. I think we left San Diego when I was 30. My husband got orders in the Navy for Hawaii, so we moved to Hawaii when I was like 30 or 32, I don't know. I was about 30. We moved away. My mom now lives in Wyoming. They kind of do the snowbird thing, but from Wyoming to Southern California in the desert. They have another house down there. So they get to see my brothers every year. I don't. I haven't seen my brothers for a few years. And if I'm lucky, I maybe get to see them every couple years. So I love my brothers. This story will be mostly about my brother Joe and his dog Atlas. So that will be to be continued. I'll tell you a little bit more about my brothers, my mom, and eventually get to what happened and what I plan on doing about it and for it. It's really sad, and I'm going to try not to cry. But so with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for today. I hope to see you guys again very soon. Thank you so much again for joining me. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy your enjoy your Sunday, Mother's Day. I think I have some dyeing to do today. And I think tomorrow for Mother's Day, I'm just going to knit. I'm going to knit to my heart's content, and that's going to be very enjoyable and fun. So with that, have a great day, you guys. I'll talk to you again soon.